Is this something you could see coming? How ready do you think Mac Jones is for this role? Like, set us up for who this quarterback is going to be this year.
Well, first of all, Susie Colbert taught me a long time ago when I was always saying, let them sit, watch, and learn. She said, well, they don't sit, watch, and learn. They're playing. They're all playing. And Susie's normally right. I'm almost 100% right with that comment. And every year we think, oh, it's better to sit. These guys are playing, and certainly with Cam and his struggles, and you think about where Mac was during the preseason, the improvement he made, and you see where this division is. They dominated this division because they hit on a sixth-round pick who's the greatest of all time in Tom Brady. They had Drew Bledsoe. Bledsoe hurt. Brady in. They were talking about Bledsoe coming back. No, they stuck with Tom even after they brought him back after Bledsoe did real well in the playoffs. So he went to Tom and he stuck with Tom, and now it's Mac. And I think he sees Josh Allen dominating this division maybe for the next 10 to 15 years. We can't have that. We got Tua maybe improving and being the guy in Miami. We'll see about that. We have Zach Wilson. Okay, he's going to be the next superstar. We got to win this division. We got to have the best quarterback or be right there with that guy. And that wasn't going to be Cam Newton. And he feels like, hey, and I said this last summer at Key, guys, I told everybody about Mac Jones. He could be, after he played now, not in the summer, after he played a few games, he looked like a Tom Brady type. And I said, don't go crazy and tell me he's going to be Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady, but he was that type of quarterback. Tom Brady had the worst vertical jump and the worst 40 of any quarterback I've ever written up in the history of doing this in 45 years. Mac Jones is better than Brady in those categories, but he still doesn't have the wow arm. He's not going to beat you with his legs like Joe Burrow does. He's not going to be that type of athlete. So he's super smart. He's highly competitive. He's incredibly accurate. What is Tom Brady? Exactly that, and he won. So, again, you saw similarities there. I'm sure they did, and after the way he played in the preseason, it's like, hey, let's get it going, guys, because we got to be able to compete in this. Forget the division, too. How about Patrick Mahomes, Herbert emerging, Lawrence, Baker, Lamar, and the list goes on and on, just in the AFC, guys. So, again, if you're going to win the division, fine. You're going to win the AFC and play in the Super Bowl, you got to beat great young quarterbacks, and they didn't have one, and now they feel maybe they do in Mac Jones.
Let me ask you this, Mel, because I've been kind of wrestling in my brain for the last several hours. So you've studied, gosh, I don't know, when did you start this? 1980? I
started in 78.
78. You watch, I don't know how many quarterbacks from the first round to no round, and you watch coordinators and systems, and you watch guys have success. Major success in college, and then in the pros, they can't make the transition even though you think so, right? And I look to all my quarterbacks at USC, at Washington, that was under the tutelage of Lane Kiffin, Sarkisian, the guys at Alabama under the tutelage of Lane Kiffin and Sarkisian, and now all of a sudden they're in the pro, and they're not having major success. Do you think that could play in any role at all in Mac Jones's future in New England, or is it something totally different?
I think every situation is a little different, Key, and the players are a little bit different. I think when you look at where Tua is now coming off the hip, he's 2 years removed in Miami now. Everything should be better for him. We talked about Jalen Hurts, and we said, okay, Jalen Hurts is a guy, where will he go? Well, he goes in the second round. You thought maybe Baltimore would look at him as a really good number 2 to Lamar because, you have a guy very similar and you could run that same offense. He wasn't there for Baltimore. He was gone. The Eagles took him. Now he's got that shot. So if you had to look at those three, you would expect Tua. I had a higher grade on Tua than I did Mac Jones. Hurts obviously had a lower grade than any of them. He was projected as a second, third round type of quarterback. So it really is Tua, and I think Mac that would really make this Alabama situation look really good. And I think that certainly Max fits what New England does. Tua in Miami, they're building it around the quarterback. They feel they can be right there this year. So I think when you look back, I think you could always pick out guys that maybe didn't do well for whatever reason. Normally it's the individual more so than anything else. But in this particular case, I think it's a lot of pressure now because of these great quarterbacks in the AFC and the league in general and the youth of these quarterbacks, how young they are. You got to keep up with those guys. And, unless you have the veteran, and very few do, have a great veteran quarterback who's been around forever, like Tom's going to be 44, going to be 45 next year if he's back, which he will, you got to get that guy. And then you can cut the cord with these quarterbacks a lot quicker than you could back in the day when they were getting those huge contracts like Stafford and Bradford got. I think Bradford may have got the last one, or Stafford did. So I think it's basically, hey, keep swinging until you get the guy. Keep taking those at-bats and swinging for the fences like the Major League Baseball does now all the time. Swing for the fences all the time because you got to have the quarterback.
Well, they had the quarterback last year, and they might have the quarterback this year, too, in Alabama. What does this say about the Alabama program to you, Mel?
I think it's Nick Saban, really, Jay. It's Nick. And I think when you look at 6 first-round draft choices and you say they have 8 of their 9 top tacklers back on defense and the quarterback who's highly regarded and an offensive lineman in Evan Neal who's got a top 5 grade right now and John Mechie III who's the next great receiver there, that's just the way it is. The talent keeps coming in. Players want to go there. They want to play for a program that can put you in the NFL and set you up for success and win national championships. So, again, it's just a dynasty. What Nick has built there is a dynasty, and it's not going away anytime soon. And now I think Oklahoma wins the national championship this year. I'll go on record as saying that. I think Lincoln Riley, it sets up beautifully for him with Spencer Rattler and the weapons and the defensive players that he has with Nick Bonito coming off the edge, interior guys like Isaiah Thomas, versatile guy, the linebackers, the way they swarm, and the DBs. Everything sets up for Oklahoma this year to win a national title. But, Alabama's going to be right there. Clemson's going to be right there. I think Texas A&M is going to be a really good team if the quarterback steps up and the new starting quarterback gets the job done. So I think it's going to be highly competitive in terms of the top 6 teams in college football. The problem is there's not much after that. So it's all about those 6, Georgia included. And then if we get a surprise in there, a shocker in there, maybe we do. But that's the issue with college football. Not a lot of parity. In NFL, you have that to an extent right now, and you have it a lot more with all these young quarterbacks trying to win a Super Bowl.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.